Is Steph Curry's new basketball movie a turnover or a slam dunk? Sony Animation Pictures' GOAT released this weekend to largely positive reviews. Former DreamWorks animator Adam Rosette coaches the team, with co-director Tyree Dillihay, a TV veteran from Bob's Burgers. At only 100 minutes, many parents bet the PG release would please their iPad kids this Valentine's and President's Day weekend. Fanboy of the Vineland Thorns, Will Harris, comes of age in Rollerball country. He weeps when his mother surprises him with tickets to a game. The sport in question is similar to basketball, but adds a co-ed fight club component and absent-minded referees, as if normal refs weren't bad enough as it was. The game would more accurately be described as the Savannah Bananas playing Trashketball, with both teams attempting to take out the garbage. Coinciding with his home team's losing streak, Will goes viral online for losing to a player on another team in a 1v1 competition. The GM of the Thorns scouts Will as a publicity stunt, but soon the GOAT must lace up his shoes. Jet Fillmore, Will's favorite player since boyhood, is his rival, despite being on the same team. Jet is a washed-up egomaniac cat who thinks she's the GOAT. When a literal GOAT joins the roster, a classic passing of the torch storyline progresses, as Jet declaws her grips on the Thorns. 5 writers are credited on IMDb for GOAT. Their infighting leaves quippy lines like, "Smalls can't ball," mashed like guacamole with Gen Z brain rot like "trippin'," "beast," and "shootin' straight fire." An auditory cacophony makes sure viewers only comprehend around a third of the dialogue in the entire film. Between the spoken, yelled, and rapped bars, even blind people would be overstimulated by GOAT. Structural issues also exist. Will's mother is in the opening scene, and then disappears for over an hour, only to be alluded to be dead in the third act. Also, Will's teammates, other than Jet, receive so little screen time we view them like the neighbor 3 doors down. And on top of all of that, I have no idea when GOAT was written. Brain rot terms are tossed in with memes from the Harambe era, like the Shooting Stars song and a Wii Bowling strike. A diss track features prominently, a trend popular before COVID if memory serves. On top of the writing issues, one can't help but suspecting GOAT is a thinly veiled allegory for Stephen Curry's career, like how Animal Farm is a thinly veiled allegory for Russian communism. Curry is credited as a producer and features heavily in the marketing material for the film. Google lists this movie as a sport comedy, with jokes like, "We're getting word the Roach community was offended by that last comment." It's safe to say only one of those descriptors holds true. Moto is the only character who is consistently funny. "Moto is an icon," he tells us in a vaguely Slavic accent, while slithering around the screen and throwing his molted skin at Will. I forgot to mention, he's a reptile of some variety. "I don't know the rules of Rollerball." Neither do we, Moto. Neither do we. GOAT's gritty art style is like a grimy version of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It reeks of graffiti, mud, sweat, and tears. In a truly 4D experience, the body odor leaks off the screen in a cartoonishly green plume of smoke. The scenery looks like it was ripped straight out of Zootopia, dropped in the middle of the Amazon, and then painted on a thrift store painting. Animated features must be riskier than other genres because their over-reliance on product placement signals a mistrust in box office returns. GOAT is the GOAT in this regard. PlayStation 5, Audi, Sony TVs, Under Armour, DoorDash, Uno, Michelle Obama's prime replacement, Plessy. Goat even taught me that Sony makes smartphones. Goat is edited more frantically than Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, as if the cut tool was handed to a 5-year-old with ADHD, high on red dye number 40 fun dip. In other words, RFK Jr.'s worst nightmare. I'd even call the editing sprightly. Get it? Sprite. See, I can do the product placement thing too. The only difference is I don't get paid for it. But the NBA could learn a thing or two from GOAT. Stadiums in the movie embody their teams. The Magma play on a lava-ridden hellscape. Another team plays in The Cave, so named due to the stalactites falling from the catwalks. If the Orlando Magic played on a court clouded in purple haze with pixie dust raining from the rafters, I'd buy season passes in a dribble. For now, GOAT enjoys really positive reviews. IMDb holds a steady 7.0, and the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes is 80%. Audiences are pulling up to the theaters too. See, I can use the film's terminology. Over the long weekend, GOAT rebounded $47.6 million of its production cost. Quite a sizable haul. Children in the cinema I went to were cheering, clapping, and dancing along to GOAT. To see an audience that young not only engaged but invested in a theatrical release in 2026 ought to spell a major victory for Sony. Their sports bet paid off. But hey, that's just my opinion. As always, go support your local theater, watch GOAT, form your own conclusions, and report back in the comments section with what you thought. I'd love to hear what you have to say. For now, I'm done explaining. I'll see you again soon.